Good morning from KMVT.
Good morning, Southern Idaho. I'm Jacob Dizon. Here's a look at your digital news update. State and county officials have conducted a recount following an issue in the Elmore County November election. Secretary of State Phil McGrain informed members of the public in Mountain Home that the Elmore County Clerk had noticed a discrepancy in the final count of votes, as more than 300 ballots were not tallied or included in the final results. The clerk reached out to the Secretary of State's office to start an investigation. After the discrepancy was verified, a countywide recount was ordered with each ballot from every race recounted by hand. Secretary McGrain says his office helps with recounts often, but this situation was more unique than others.
Of course, it's a huge concern when votes aren't counted, and so the number of things that have happened here, we're, in addition to making sure that we count all of the votes, we're also looking through all of the processes and procedures. We will be finding out what happened, where things went wrong, and how do we make sure that we can prevent it in the future.
The updated count was released last night, including 373 ballots that were not reflected in election night reporting, for a total of 3,193 ballots cast. However, the outcomes of all races in Elmore County remain unchanged following the hand count. Those results will now be submitted to a judge for judicial review, which will determine if a new election is warranted. A beloved Magic Valley Christmas event is getting a location change for the first time in 34 years. Christmas in the Nighttime Sky, a popular event in Twin Falls, is moving locations to the Twin Falls County Fairgrounds in Filer. The president of the nonprofit organization, Dave Wendell, says this decision was made to allow for ever-increasing crowds. With the location change, guests can look forward to additional features, including local vendors and Christmas caroling.
We can attract more people. It's going to be better parking. We don't have to bus people over, because before you'd have to park in one location and we would bus you over to the event and then bus you back at the end of the night. Now everybody can park their own vehicles, they can get out, they can walk over to the event, they can leave whenever they want.
It all happens this Friday, and as always, the entrance fee is a donation of one unwrapped new toy per family. If you can't make it to the event, there will be toy drop-off locations at Filer Middle and High School. Downtown Twin Falls is starting to look a little merrier. The city's Parks and Recreation Department has placed a Christmas tree in the downtown commons in preparation for the Festival of Lights parade. The tree is not yet decorated, but the city says it will be ready for the event. Parks and Recreation replants its used Christmas trees in city parks and public areas after the event. They help the tree continue to thrive by planting smaller trees nearby later in the year as the ground thaws. The Festival of Lights parade is set for Friday, December 5th. The fun begins at 6 p.m. The 60 Hours to Fight Hunger food drive is officially in the books. This year, organizers collected 1,667 turkeys over the course of last week's event. Donations included turkeys, hams, pies, and more. Plus, monetary donations were also accepted. Now, hundreds of area families are receiving a food box this week, just in time for Thanksgiving. Now, let's check in with Heather Ann Wagner for a look at your weather.
Good morning and happy Tuesday. We are cooling things off just a bit after that windy day yesterday. 30s for the Wood River Valley. It is going to be a rather nice day out there, just a tad bit cooler. Mostly in the 40s for the northern Magic Valley. We will start the day with that cloud cover, and then we'll start to see that sunshine later on. Twin Falls County mostly in the 40s as well, and heading over to the Minnecaja region mostly in the 40s. Now, extended forecast did change just a bit as our snow chances have shifted to the weekend. We are going to warm up over the next several days, getting to 48 degrees for the Wood River Valley before that wintry mix Saturday and Sunday, and a pretty significant temperature drop going into next week. For the Magic Valley, it is extremely similar, 46 degrees today, 53 for your Thursday, and then a chance of our first rainy snow wintry mix heading into Saturday and Sunday, and then we'll start to see those temperatures go down into next week with more chances of rain and snow.
That was a look at your digital news update. We'll be back with more local news today at noon. Until then, you can also send us story ideas by sending an email to news@kmvt.com.